That's what we're talking about, boys. That's what we're talking about. That's right. That's right. Nailed it. Alright guys, that was on the Zoom Moondust, and it, what I believe to be, is about 3 3/4. I'd just go ahead and say a 3-inch bait. It matches what they're feeding on. This presentation right here matches either from a bluegill or even a shad that they're feeding on. So I'm just kind of matching the profile of what they're feeding on. Let's go ahead there and get another cast out. And right now I'm just kind of starting right along this wall here. There we go. Look at that. Nailed them. That's what they're going to feed on today. The reason why I picked this color, ow. The reason why, okay, come on, bud. Easy, easy, easy. Come on. There we go. Gently release them. The reason why I was using this color here, because as you can see, hopefully y'all can see, this water's just a little stained up. So I wanted to use something that will stand out and make a silhouette throughout this whole water column. I'm going to go ahead and cast right back out here again. So it looks like they're kind of out here just a little bit feeding. They're definitely a little more active after this rainfall. Sometimes what I'll do, normally what I do is I'll just start with just a slow retrieve, and I'll drag it right along this seawall here, kind of fan out my casts. If I don't get any strikes, then I'll just kind of go, just another cast over, like so, until I find them. And then if just the slow retrieve's not working, then I'll switch up to a cadence of 1 twitch. Oh, tags on it. The cadence will start out with 1 twitch, then the next one be 2. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of switch it up until I find the right cadence of what they're feeding on. Or, oh, yeah, they're definitely a little, look at them, there we go. Right now the big ones are not biting, but I'm going to take what I'm getting right now. Nice jump. Okay, that's a nice one. Go ahead and flip her in. Nice one. Not big, but well fed. We'll put it at that. There you go, guys. Whee! Alright, we'll switch up another bait. Anywho, that's kind of what we're starting out with. This is a little more finesse than what I normally use, but right now I've just been normally feeding on these threadfin shad that kind of go up and down this with the coochie. This bypass. So right now you just gotta match up the hatch. And later on at nighttime, that's when I start throwing the bigger baits to the bigger girls. Other than that, I'm taking what I can get right now. As you can see, right about here, I already got a micro fray right there. If you catch a good bunch of fish, you always want to check your fluorocarbon. Make sure it's clear like this. And that way you don't break off on a good one. Try to be always observant with your tackle. Always check your knots. Always check your connector knots. Sometimes, you know, you can be confident as you can be. You can be 100% that it's a guarantee that it won't come undone, but you never know. And the knot that I'm using is just a non-slip loop knot. I use other knots. I use blood knots. I use blood knots, UD knots, polymers, sometimes snail for live bait. But for right now, we're using artificial. I'm just using a jig head, and I'm trying to make my bait look as natural as it can be. I'll try this one more time. And once again, this is the Moondust from Zoom. Where it's nice and straight on my hook, just like so. Bam. And there you have it, guys. And try it again. So now we already deciphered that they're not along this wall right here. So I'm just gonna keep on pushing out in the middle. You can see that there's an eddy right here, right in front of me, and there's also an eddy right there. My best analogy would be is if you were to be fishing in a trout stream, you try to cover as much ground, and anywhere you can see where these eddies are forming, it's a great ambush spot for these snook. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and work this pull right here. Right now it's going on August. And it is hot. In the past couple of days it's been tough fishing just due to the high temperatures. This is basically peak season, or peak of summer if I may correct myself. So, oh man, you always want to pinpoint the rainfall, you know, either mostly post rainfall. And the reason why I say that is because, yeah, it may stain up the water a little bit, but it cools it down, and it makes, you know, basically it makes the fish happy and puts them in a little feeding frenzy, excuse me. And there's a nice little rock pile right there. I'm gonna put it right behind it. Man, they're really turned on right now. I'm loving it. And then maybe later on I might throw a bigger presentation. I might throw a